never know what's going to happen. Yeah, SCV's repairing.
Yeah, Leta didn't have to do the usual SCV repair.
Easy. It was very easy.
Like you said, and it looks like actually 2 barracks going, or 2 gateways going down, and the Templar Archive, so we might see some DTs. Observatory already out, so no Reavers going to be on the way, so we probably are looking at, well, just quick observers, maybe a DT drop later. But the fact that 4 gateways going up mean that Pure is going to want to definitely get some units out pretty soon. I'd be surprised if Pure doesn't take his 3rd base actually pretty soon.
Yeah.
Definitely, this game's played out a little different than normal. Leta has a lot of turrets. He had got his turrets up quick, so he was definitely well prepared for Reavers, which never occurred. And also that Observer's going to have a hard time getting in. It looks like Pure has stopped his probe production for now, so he's focusing in. Yeah, 6 gateways now. Yep, that's 6. I'm sorry. I didn't know if I was counting correctly or not. 6 gateways going up there in a weird position. So definitely Pure's going to be looking to get a lot of units out. Maybe even do a timing attack here against Leta. But there are... Oh, and Leta is going for a timing attack himself with 4 barracks. Very interesting build. Both players doing this quick economy to get a weird timing build up, but I have to say Leta's is a little more risky. He's just going to go tanks and medic marine.
Right. I mean, that's not a common build against Protoss. I mean, most Protoss games you see standard mech builds. Now, a biomech, obviously you're not going to see a Terran go all mech into something, but you notice this. Look at this. He wants to get the scout so bad, he uses another probe.
Oh, and it's not going to make it. Oh, but he saw the medic marines, I think, or he saw the marines.
I think he saw the barracks. He saw the barracks starter. Now, again, you can see the mind games going on back and forth here. Both denying each other scouts. He's going to try to move out with his Dragoons fairly quickly here. Now, Leta is going to be able to counter this with tanks. He can just siege up, and there's those walls that are perfect to siege up behind in order to just shell any sort of units trying to come into your secondary here. So we are going to get a quick view of Pure here, and Pure does have DTs coming in a shuttle. I don't know if he's going to try to work that in, try to work it in the back. Leta does have really, really good turret coverage here, so that is going to prove difficult for Pure to get in.
Well, Pure definitely suspected something. That's the reason he's pushing now, although Pure, to be fair, he had 6 gateways up anyway, so he might have been playing this push from the get-go. I think he was playing this push.
Wow.
So, really interesting. I don't know if these players are predicting each other's builds or, you know, on this map, because they've just practiced a lot on this map, but that is a lot of tanks for Pure, or Leta. The one thing Pure would love to have is some Psystorm right there. There's the High Templar now coming out, so as soon as this High Templar gets Storm, he could definitely storm those clump of ticks. He's trying to get something done with the DT, not going to get it done. And the shuttle might go down to this medic marines, quick medic marines. He drops the DT to take out this marine. That's actually a really nice move. Going to take out 4 or 5 marines. Looks like he's got 4 kills already. So really smart move by Pure reacting there. Not enough scan. There's another scan now, so that DT is going to go down. But at least it didn't die in vain, and at least Pure still has a shuttle. Another DT now. Scans have been wasted a little bit. There's the remnants of the last scan. It'd be good for Leta to get a turret up. But Leta is now pushing with the medic marines, and usually the push with the medic marines is designed to take out Pure, or any Protoss, I'm sorry. It's designed to take out the Protoss just as they're getting their 3rd base up. You can see Pure's 3rd Nexus is going up right now. DT actually doing quite a bit of damage en route there. Pretty big army coming out for Pure. I don't think Leta counted on the fact that Pure would have 6 gateways. Both players playing this out very interesting. Tanks are gonna siege up. One problem is there's no vultures here.
Yeah.
So medic marines are gonna melt against zealots. Well, honestly, medic marines are pretty...
We just don't see it often
Medic marines are pretty decent. It looks like the bunker's trying to go up, but it looks like Pure is not having it. He's going to set up now before this hard push is down. And there's the Psystorm. That's going to take care of marines and the tanks. I think Leta is going to be slipping here. Some more Psystorm could go down. It looks like it hasn't happened yet. And medic marines, you can see medic marines are actually pretty effective against Dragoons, but as long as those tanks go down, Pure is going to be able to push forward. So Pure clean up the army. Leta's tanks kind of in a bad line. That's not, you'd like to have them spread out differently so they don't get, so Psystorm is not so effective. It looks like here's a second wave of units, but I think Pure is going to be able to clean that up as well, and Leta is going to be back down to his natural door, and he's going to have to be defending. But surprisingly, I mean, Leta has 4, you know, he's got those few factories, he's got 5, he's only got 2 factories, but 5 barracks. He is able to pump out forces pretty quickly, and so is Pure. So right now, both players able to hold off, and Pure hasn't started pro production. because he's been spending so much money on just units, and it looks like the 6th barracks going now. 7th barracks going down for Leta.
I think that the idea behind a biomech build like this is you have so many Marines, there's literally just more targets because Protoss is always going to have less units if you pump out that many Marines. So there's obviously just more targets to shoot at, giving your tanks more time to try to pick off some of the other units. Dark Templar is going to try to sneak around here. What I don't understand is when that Dark Templar was attacking Leta, takes out one tank, takes out health on the other tank, Leta waited until he sieged all his tanks, then scanned, then destroyed one of his own tanks.
Well,
so I think it might have been waiting for the scan,
yes,
possibly.
I don't think Leta had the scan. Pretty late forge here for Pure, so he's definitely not going to be. He doesn't have +1 upgrade or anything like that. But what I was going to, you mentioned that the timing of the medic marine push, or like you said, that there's a lot more targets. But I think really the point of the medic marines is to kill the Protoss off before he has Psystorm. It's that push right when Templar may be out and the 3rd base may be going, or the 3rd base is going up for the Protoss, but otherwise Protoss does not have a lot of units. They have a mainly Dragoon heavy force. It looks like this DT is going to come and get some free kills. Leta not noticing when you get one shot killed by a DT, you don't get notified, so unless Leta was paying attention, you would not have seen that, and it looks like 8 kills, 9 if you count the splash damage from that tank, and it looks like he is going to be moving in here. Pure's going to move in with a really big army. Not all the tanks are siege. Psystorm going off, and that tank that just sieges. Oh, ton of Marines are going to go down. And here's what I was talking about with the Psystorm. Medic Marines are going to become less and less effective as this game goes on. I think that Pure might be able to take the game right here with that Psystorm. And only tanks remain. That's the first game. GG from Leta. So, very interesting builds going down by both players. But unfortunately, Leta could not get it done with the medic marine push because Pure smartly had his 6 gateways, and there was just too much of an army for Leta to deal with. Leta also got a little out of position with his siege, but basically, what he was trying to do didn't work. Is what I'm basically saying in a nutshell, because the medic marines are good against Dragoons, but they suck against Storm, and so I think the push was a little too late.
Well, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that from Leta. Unable to do what he meant to do, and that's kind of happening a lot, unfortunately, for him. I feel like, I guess his trouble, he really couldn't get any scouting. He knew very little information about Pure and what Pure was going for. Had he seen those gateways, obviously he probably would have just thrown down some factories, got some vultures out, and went standard against the Marine or the Protoss build. But he didn't. He tried something different, and it didn't work. All right, we're going to move on to game 2 here of Leta versus Pure.